did.
That movie did pretty much like that is by far. It had some good parts, but overall, yes, that is the worst MCU movie.
Well, it had Ed Norton in it. You're expecting, oh, awesome.
I was really excited about that one too.
And it just sucked. It really sucked. Well, that was back. Was that right after Iron Man?
Yeah, there was Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, then
And Captain America.
I think it was Thor, then Captain America.
Is that all right? Okay? Maybe that would make sense. You know, Captain America was certainly. I mean, Iron Man was the first great one, obviously, and then Captain America. That movie still holds up. I watched it the other week.
It's an origin story, so I mean, it's.
Well, there's plenty of origin stories that are mediocre to bad as well.
That's true.
No. I mean,
Captain Marvel. The Wonder Woman movie was good, but it wasn't that good. People acted like it was the greatest movie. I mean, just because it was a DC movie that wasn't god awful. That was kind of.
No.
I mean, it wasn't bad.
No, it was good. No, don't say it wasn't bad. It was a good movie. It was a good movie. Give it credit.
But I don't think it matched the hype.
No, I don't think it did either. And it was a lot of something I don't appreciate seeing in movies that you're going to call like girl power movies, but they're all in bikinis. So I don't feel like that's like necessarily a girl power movie if everybody's half naked.
No, if you want to have a discussion about that, I mean, look at the way they were dressed in the Wonder Woman movie, and then look at how they were dressed in the Justice League movie. Because in the Wonder Woman movie, a lot of their outfit made sense. They didn't have bare stomachs. They wore their shoes were somewhat flat. They, to some extent, the outfit was armor, all that kind of stuff. And then you go to you go to the Justice League movie, and you go to like Snyder / Whedon, and they're all wearing heels this tall. They're all they all have like bare midriffs. They're literally all wearing like armor bikinis.
You know why Whedon was like that? So,
well, I mean, I don't know if it was Whedon or Snyder because they were both so involved with it. You don't know which was which.
Well, you look at Underworld too, although they had like platforms up to here.
Yeah.
It's just how does that help you run? It doesn't. You can't run in heels.
Also, I mean, does wearing something that's like Underworld, like her outfits were beyond skin tight. How does that help you?
And leather. Have you ever worn leather? Does not breathe.
Not in battle.
A leather jacket, but
not in battle. I haven't
never worn leather pants.
But top to bottom leather. I had leather pants there for a short while. Wore them once, never again.
They look like there would be chafing involved.
It's more swampy. Like you didn't know you could sweat there.
It's good to wear like now when it's 90 something degrees and humid.
Oh, today would be the perfect day. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Puddles behind you.
Right,
you lose your water weight for sure.
Well, maybe I should wear them then. Just around the house, I'm not wearing them in public.
Wow, check this out. It was Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, then Thor, then Captain America, then the Avengers.
Oh.
That was phase 1.
The Hulk with who?
Ed Norton.
Okay.
And
he just got left out.
No, he did not come when they were working it into the bigger universe. He wanted no part of it unless he had like all this creative control, which they're like, no. We let you do it with that movie, but no, you got to do what we say. And he was like, I don't want to do it. And that's when Ruffalo came in.
I don't want to do it.
He didn't want to do it.
Yeah, like I said,
he's he seems really cool, but he's supposed to be like on the set. He's a super control freak. So
yeah,
at this point in his career, probably can't. I remember
the last time I saw him in something.
He does a lot of indie stuff now. So
is that by choice or is that by?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
he's more creative and artistic, and
well, so like a lot of the guys that are like, and I mean, and this will people could. Well, nobody's gonna.
Go on. Get to
Anyway,
it.
like these people that are like actors, that like, do a lot of stage work and they're all about the craft. They'll do movies that make them money, and then when they get enough money and they've got like, it's making money, so they don't have to go out and try to hustle all the time to get the big blockbuster movie. Those people go out and they just make a lot of indie films or a lot of things that they, feel like craft wise and creatively they're happy with it,
Well, and once
Huh?
you've seen sort of, I mean, you can become really jaded, or really, you probably saw a lot of stuff. You're like, I'm not. They may have been miserable. If you've had a couple of situations where you're just miserable, you're like, I'm not going to do that, even if it's big money.
You see, okay, so I don't mind that. I don't mind actors doing big blockbuster stuff and then going, I'm just going to do a bunch of indie stuff or some real actor stuff, but don't shit on the big stuff that made you all that money to where now you're living in your $1 million mansion.
It's interesting because a person who's always been very much does the big blockbuster to make the money so that he can do the small films or do what he wants is William Hurt. Who's now in the Marvel universe. So Glenn Close even said she did Guardians of the Galaxy because it paid enough for her to go do 3 indie films after that and stuff. So.
Okay, but Guardian of the Galaxy was awesome.
It's
shut up, it was awesome.
I actually think it's still probably my favorite one. It depends. I think it's still my favorite one, the first one.
What Guardians is your favorite of the Guardians movies, or your favorite MCU?
My favorite MCU movie.
Yeah, for real. It's the one I keep turning on. That's how I know it's my
I
favorite.
read the comic book, so it can never be my favorite because
I like that one, and I like Ragnarok.
Ragnarok is really good.
I like it. That's not one I rewatch. Most of the Avengers movies are worth watching.
Oh yeah,
Winter Soldier is probably my second favorite.
Yeah, Winter Soldier is really good.
So
I very much like Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't like Spider-Man Far From Home that much, honestly, which is weird.
I don't think I've seen it.
And I like Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think that was a lot of fun.
I like that one too.
I think they were. I liked the second one too.
Yeah. Well, that's the second one. First
I could never get behind the Spider-Man.
First one and the second one. All right. Well, speaking of stuff we like, this episode we were just going to pick things that we have watched, maybe that we recommend or recommend not.
It's just anything. It doesn't have to be MCU related.
Not at all. Anything media, any type of media. I'll go first.
Okay.
So
I've got 17 books I would like to discuss at length.
Because I can actually I go first and I can just log off. It's like classics. You're gonna do like Oliver Twist and
just obscure, newly written sci-fi.
Oh, even better. So what I picked was there is a brand new show on SyFy channel called let me get if I got this right. SurrealEstate.
Okay.
And it is here. There's been 2 episodes. It's just started. The idea is there is a real estate agency, and they basically take the homes that can't sell because they're haunted or because there's paranormal activity.
Fiction or documentary?
It's totally fiction. It's a mixture of horror. I wouldn't call like super horror. I mean, it's not. But it's and comedy. There's actually really funny moments. I would almost. It's kind of like Buffy in that aspect.
It's like a dark comedy.
Yeah, but it's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the tone, sort of.
But with ghosts.
Yeah,
real estate
all
agents.
Sorts of stuff, and so like they're trying to sell a home, and then like one of the episodes has a little a girl, or you think it's a girl, maybe it's a girl. I'm not going to do spoilers on it because it's definitely worth watching. And then things happen. People come in, they see the apparition. But it's like there's only 2 shows. You know, when we're filming this, there's only 2 shows so far, but it's fairly cleverly written. The main actor, who I didn't write down his name, he was on Wide Earp, and I know the girl was on Schitt's Creek, and I think a couple of them were from Winona Earp. Sorry, but
That was a comic book.
right, but it's a sci-fi show that's been on for 4 or 5 seasons. But this one, like I said, is brand new. There is one character is as he says, he's a fallen priest. He's sort of a bookkeeper. We haven't seen that much him.
Shepherd Book?
What? No, he's the
Shepherd Book.
There's yeah, he's the there's another guy who
Comment if you know who that is.
there is another guy who is a basically he's the tech guy, but they have the tech is almost like Ghostbusters. You know, that it's and it almost
The spectrometer reader.
well, it just had this sort of the feel is along those lines. Some of it even has a steampunk kind of feel. It's like a mixture of technology and steampunk. So I mean, that's been lightly touched on in the first couple episodes. There's a new girl that comes in who's a real estate agent, and she doesn't know exactly what's going on. And then you find out she has telekinesis. So he's picking people because of some of so it's basically a team. But there were a few times where I thought, wow, that's actually very clever, which I don't always, it sounds so snobby. I don't always see that in a lot of stuff. It seems, and it's funny for 2 episodes into it already seems, I'm like, wow, I'm kind of excited to see the 3rd episode. A lot of even my favorite shows, first seasons aren't all that great. They're okay. Yeah. You just kind of, you know, Breaking Bad's that way.
Breaking Bad first season's pretty amazing.
And it's okay. It's towards the end it starts cranking, but he doesn't turn into it doesn't become what it is until the 2nd or 3rd season.
He's not irredeemable until he watches the girl die.
Breaking Bad didn't catch me in the first season either. Like I had to force myself to watch through it, and then I liked it.
Right. I thought I was the same way. I was kind of hanging on, and then but that episode where he let Jessica Jones die.
Jessica Jones, that's exactly it. That's the point where he becomes irredeemable.
It is, and I remember audibly gasping, which I don't know that I've ever done that before. That episode, what
does that look like, Scotty? What is audibly gasping for you?
I actually went, whoa! I mean, it was so well acted and so well. He was so good in that, and that was one of the scenes. And Jesse was great and all that stuff. Gus, who then goes on to be in The Mandalorian. There were a couple of things about it. There seemed to be Easter eggs or almost references to other movies and other, like for instance, the very first one, there's a scene, I'm like, that's the Exodus. It's almost Exodus. That's the Exorcist. The Exorcist photo. It's almost like they did a shot of that. They mentioned something about throwing somebody in a wood chipper, a Fargo reference. So it just seems to be sort of well written and smart.
Or that could be Tucker and Dale versus Evil if you've seen that movie.
But
that's a good movie.
But that's a reference to Fargo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just is. It's there's other shows that I've started watching that it's hard for a show to kind of grab me, and this show has. I think that was really sort of I even made little notes here. Like I said, that's pretty much it. So it's called SurrealEstate. Right now it's on SyFy. I believe it airs on Friday at 10 o'clock or Friday at 9, something like that. I've been obviously DVRing it. So anyway, Sarah?
So I've got a couple. My first one, I'm going to go ahead and disclose disclaimer it. I'm about to curse, so please cover your ears if you don't want to hear the curse words. It's called Kevin Can Fuck Himself. And that's another actress from Schitt's Creek. And I am on the fence about it so far, but I can't stop watching it. It's on AMC, and it's got these moments, like it's typical sitcom for most of it. And then she has these moments of, I don't know what to call it, like depression or manic or something. And it pulls out of that classic, 70s show or Friends style sitcom, upbeat music, corny jokes, all that stuff to what the hell is happening? Why is this happening? Her husband spends all their money that she thinks they have this nest egg. They want to go buy a house. He spends all the money, doesn't tell her. And then she's, having serious moments. And then, the trailers kind of give it away. And I haven't gotten to that point to where she's actually planning on murdering him. But the trailer, you obviously know.
Dark.
Yeah. So, but it's so just, I haven't seen anything quite like it. But I'd imagine that if I lived in that Friends type or 70s show thing, I would have those moments where all these people should die because it would drive me insane. But I like it, and I like the acting, and it's weird, and I'm not sure if I'm going to hate it yet or get tired of how they're doing it, but it's very interesting because the lighting goes down when she has those moments. Like it becomes darker, the whole scene is darker, the attitudes are darker, and her smile just wipes away. And it's interesting. I'm not sure if it's going to be great or if it's just going to be like that kind of thing. But have you guys seen it or heard of it?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it yet.
I've seen I think I've seen a couple commercials for it or something, because I remember I just see she's breaking this like photo of him or some photo or artwork. It looks bigger, but she's breaking it. But it was funny you say that, because there's another scene in it and I was like, that looks like a sitcom. And then it looked almost like it was on a sound stage.
Mm-hmm.
And then it flipped over to this and she was on some back street, it was actually filmed.
Yeah. And you can watch it for free though if you go on AMC, but you can't watch the newest episode. So that's how I've been watching it, because I don't get AMC because I don't have regular cable anymore. But yeah, that was one of my picks. And do you want me to roll through all of them, or we're going to do?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So my other one, obviously, we've talked about it before, is Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's weird. It's funny. Should have been more seasons. It was only 2 seasons. And I will say, knowing that they knew that they were canceled, they did end it well. Like a lot of the shows that get canceled, they don't end it well. And you're just like, why did that happen? But they resolved some things, and they set all the main characters up to have a life after the show ended. But it was weird, and it was something that I hadn't seen before, because it was based off of
Douglas Adams.
Adams stories. Yeah, he wrote the novel series.
Yeah, and it was on BBC America.
Yeah.
Elijah Wood's in it. Samuel Arnett. Huh?
I'm out. I can't.
You're out?
I can't.
It was good. It's a good show, and it's magic and
I read a couple of the books back in the day. They were
like hippie stuff and like other dimensions and wizards and mind control. And then it's like, do I have friends? Do people like me? And I'm gonna suck energy out of people, and lying in family dynamics. So it was very interesting, and there's a lot going on too.
I remember that I saw a few episodes of the first season, maybe even half of it. I kind of remember that coming out when Doctor Who was having a resurgence, and if I remember right, it was during that. I don't remember if it was David Tennant. I don't remember if it was the 10th Doctor.
It was 2016 and 2017. It came out,
it was actually later than that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's wrong. But I remember kind of thinking it kind of had, maybe that's just because it's BBC.
Yeah.
That shallow. But I remember liking it, what I did watch.
Yeah, I like it. I still watch it. I discovered it recently, so I didn't know, like I found it on a Hulu and then I just couldn't stop watching it. It was just weird and it was just my brand of weird and I like it.
You should watch, if you've never seen it, watch the movie of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Seen it. Love it.
Yeah, see, it's same, right? It's
Like the new one and the old one.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those are good.
There is an old
Wait a minute.
BBC.
The new one and the old one of the
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
What was the old one?
In the so there's an older one that you're talking about. There's a TV show, was what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember there's a TV show and a radio play and all of that. And you're saying that is the old one. I was like, because I thought they only made one movie.
Well, there's a okay, hold on. Guide to the Galaxy. Sorry.
Because there was a series. There was a British series.
Mhm. Yeah, the British series and then the movie. I
When
can't spell.
when did it say the British series is? Was that late 70s, like early 80s?
So the movie was 2005. The television series was 1981.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Right, but the weird thing that you have to understand about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is it was originally written as a radio
Mhm.
play. It was not originally written as a book. And then he put it together as a book. And then he wrote the second book. But the first book, it was originally a radio show. And then it became a
Starting in 1978.
Yeah, 'cause there are
radio
several-
was in 77, but yeah, I guess the TV show started in 78. But anyway.
Yeah,
Well, it says the television series was 1981. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy primary and secondary phases was 1978 to 1980.
Okay.
It says the original work.
I watched all that stuff on PBS when I could catch it every great once in a while. I remember listening to the radio thing, the original radio show on cassettes one time, driving back and forth to Valdosta when I was in college. So, years and years and years ago.
have you read? I've actually thought about going back and reading the books, and just never have.
You've seen and read Good Omens. You've read Douglas Adams Better Than He'll Ever Be. And if you go back and try to listen to the book, you're like, this is kind of a cheap ripoff of Good Omens. That's how I felt. And that was like 2 years ago. I tried to listen to the book again.
Well, that kind of happens sometimes when things come out and they're highly influential, and we have people that take what was there and really build on it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it makes it hard.
Yeah.
Not everything is Lord of the Rings. You
Hmm.
can actually go back. Hey, this stands up.
Everything is Lord. Actually, everything is Lord of the Rings. I'm
Very
sorry.
In many
Can't
ways,
escape
up to a
it.
certain time it was. Yeah.
Well, I've got one more too if we want to keep going.
Sure.
Okay, then this will be my last one. So I'm gonna say it wrong, but it's a Agretsuko. I've heard it called Agresco. So it's this little red panda that's it's Netflix, and she is a little red panda and she works in an office, and there's like
Oh,
you know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
I know.
Netflix.
Well, I've seen all the Funkos,
Yeah.
the Funko Pops at Target for this. Yeah.
So she's in, I'm guessing, Japan or China or something like that, and she's there. I can pull it
Maybe
up.
she's in Panda Express.
Yeah, a
No.
Japanese, and she's
Japanese.
animated comedy. She's created by Yeti for the mascot company Sanrio. And what it is she has a little office job and she hates it. And then she works for like this lizard, and then this one lizard lady gets her to open jars, and she becomes a pop idol for a little while, and she works in the accounting department, and this I guess he's a Jekyll or something, is in love with her, and then she has friends that's a stork and a gorilla, and it sounds ridiculous, but it's all these animal people, but her big shtick is she sings metal. That's her secret.
Death metal karaoke after
Death
work.
metal karaoke is her shtick. Nobody knows about it. It's how she relieves her stress, and she's singing about how stupid everybody in her office is. And it sounds really, really dumb the way I'm describing it.
No, yeah, no.
But it's a fun show.
I didn't realize, like, I had seen it. I've seen the Funko Pops and the stuff around it, but I never knew what the show was. But yeah, I'll have to watch an episode.
It's on Netflix. My son loves to watch it. We watch it all the time. They have Christmas shows of it. It's just it's ridiculous, and it's fun to watch too.
You said she's a pop. Was it San Marino? Is that what you said? San Marino or
it's okay. It's AGGRETSUKO.
Right, but you said that
she's like a red panda.
Sanrio, the mascot company Sanrio.
Yes.
That's the same mascot company that does Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
So okay.
Now, did you know that off the top of your head, or are you looking at that's the same mascot company that did Hello Kitty?
Oh no, yeah, no, Sanrio does. I know off the top of my head they do Hello Kitty, Choco Cat. I have two girls. Ridley wore a Choco Cat. She had a pink dress with Choco Cat on it that if we would have to hide it from her to wash it, or she would wear it every single day. She would not let us wash it. We don't know where it's at, so we could throw it and wash it. And that was Choco Cat. So
one thing I didn't realize is it's rated TV-14.
Your poor kid.
I know, but I didn't know that, and I've watched the whole thing. Like, what's adult about it? I don't know.
Is it violent? She beat people up with the mosh pits or anything at their karaoke?
No, nothing crazy.
Must be adult situations.
No, there's no weird gorilla red panda doing it or anything.
Well, that's a bonus. Well, I don't know. There might be people out there that are disappointed.
Well, there might be some fan fiction that has.
It is Netflix, so
I'm sure there is some fanfic on that.
Yeah, but I think it's Agretsuko.
Sure.
Yes.
I'll go with that.
Better than I would make.
There we go.
All right, we only got 10 minutes left.
All right, I can do 10 minutes. I can fill up 10 minutes.
Sorry for taking so much time.
So of the I'll throw out three things. First thing, and probably a ton of people have already seen it. We were just talking about at the beginning, but if you're trying to find something to watch that's anime related and it's all kind of weird and you're not sure, go watch Cowboy Bebop. It's straight up like SyFy, Space Cowboy, they're bounty hunters. It's super entertaining. I would watch it now before the live action comes out on Netflix and probably scars you for life. So go ahead and watch the animated.
Is it on? Can you watch
it? I'm watching it on Funimation. I think it is on Amazon Prime. So Funimation is it's an anime only streaming service. And then so I would definitely suggest that. That's really good. The next thing I would is a channel on YouTube, and it's called Toy Galaxy. And it's the guy talks about, I mean, like any Gen Xer is just going to absolutely love this guy because he talks about the like if there was a movie or a TV show and then all the toys that were related to it. And then he talks about like the further, like, you know, he always jokes around because he'll talk about, and then they made this comic and then this comic, and then he'll go, is it canon? And, you know, and then it'll be, you know, is it canon or not? They talk a lot of anime, like they explain, they have a 6-part series explaining Robotech, because Robotech was taken from all these different animes and like mashed together. Wow. They're only like 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not like a 7-hour in-depth documentary about Robotech.
Oh, whoa. Yeah.
No, there are people that would probably pay money for that, but
you'd watch it.
But he talks about everything from that to where he talks about just like, I mean, like cartoons. I remember when I was like 7, you know, he talks about that stuff. So it's all really good. It's very entertaining. He's really funny, but it's called Toy Galaxy on YouTube, and it's definitely worth watching. And the third thing I was going to suggest, and we've talked about it before on the show, and one of the actresses from the show was actually in Loki, is the show Utopia on Amazon Prime. Now, it is a remake of a British show. The British show went for 2 or 3 seasons. The American show is only 1 season. So I'm telling you now, it's going to end in a cliffhanger and it's not coming back. It's still worth watching, especially it's like John Cusack is the bad guy. Rainn Wilson is in it and is just.
So you just ruined it for him.
Why? Ruined it for who?
We didn't know John Cusack was the bad guy until later in the series.
You didn't know.
I mean, you
like you knew
wow,
he
you're
was.
real. I mean,
No.
I thought I was gullible because I knew he was the bad guy the moment
Not
he
like
showed up
the
on
bad
thing.
guy, not the bad guy.
Okay, well, maybe I guess. But anyway, so it's ruined. So don't watch it.
watched the first
Do
episode.
watch it. It's still good.
No, don't watch it. It's ruined.
I watched the first episode, and you told me there was only 1 season, so I'm like, I'm not investing in this thing.
No, it's
There's gonna
worth
be another
investing.
one.
There's not going to be a second season.
Why not?
They've said that definitively.
It was rumored
See-
there was going to be, because I thought about going back and watching it because I didn't see
Yeah.
it.
And I mean, and I will take the next 5 minutes and bitch about all the shows that were great that they have not done the second season of.
Oh,
But
you
wait,
talking about
Utopia.
Firefly?
Huh?
I thought you weren't going to talk about Firefly.
I'm not. Oh, that's the last show I'm talking about. There's been a million better shows made every day since Firefly came out. Yes, it was good when it came out, though there's like 2 episodes I'm pretty sure they made on a budget of $75, but besides the point. No,
That's right.
High Fidelity, which was on Hulu, which was a freaking great show. So funny. No second season. No
Okay,
reason
but
not to. They were all
You,
available. They wanted to do it. American Gods, 4 seasons. Yeah, 4 seasons, maybe 3 seasons. Anyway, they end on the absolute cliffhanger for anybody who's read the book. They're like, okay, this is where it gets good. Cancel. And then I just found out Lovecraft Country is not getting renewed for a second season.
Really? That's surprising.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know what's
but
going
seriously,
on.
you're recommending the American season of Utopia over the British
No.
version.
The British seasons I have not watched yet, and I hear they're amazing. I just haven't had the time
It's
to sit down
better.
and watch them. And there's
It's
3
better, and I'm
seasons
not
of
going to
that.
ruin it for anybody. It's better.
John Cusack's the bad guy.
He's
Yeah.
not in that one. John Cusack's not in it. The
So
bad
you
guy is
say,
harder
I'm
to
telling
figure
him
out
that he
who it
is, and he's
is.
the bad guy, so that it's ruined. Just like
I'm
the
in the
others. I'm gonna
second
watch it.
season, and I'm just now seeing who the bad guy is. It twists and turns, and it's much more. It's much more in depth, and it's much
Oh, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
much harder to figure out who is truly bad, and that's the only thing I will say.
Yeah.
What's
I've heard it's amazing. I just have not had a chance to watch.
Yeah, I haven't
it.
gotten to the 3rd season yet. I'm
what is
still in the
that
2nd
on?
season.
What can you watch the British one?
That's
So
on
I'm
Amazon
watching
Prime.
it on Amazon Prime, and it's free with Prime.
Yeah, it's only on Amazon Prime, and they bought. Well, of course, they bought the rights to it because they were making the new show.
Yeah.
And then after you couldn't find it anywhere. You could not watch anywhere. I even tried to use a VPN to try to watch it on like the British like BBC player and the ITV player, and it wasn't on there either. So
Wow.
and then after Utopia finished on Amazon Prime, then they released the British version. So
Did you guys watch that new Chris Pratt movie that's on Prime?
No, I
Not
haven't.
yet.
No.
What do you think about it based on the trailer?
It looks entertaining. I mean, I like those those movies that there's no effort on my part. I don't have to go to the movie. I don't have to spend any money. I don't have to drive in my car. So my the barrier of entry is very low.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay, I thought that show, there was that movie that Netflix did, Old Guard, with Charlize Theron. I thought that thing was
Mhm.
great. Now, if I'd went to the movies to see that, I would have said, this thing is, what is this? But I was just sitting in my house and it was super enjoyable. It was very entertaining. That was before my TikTok and the pandemic destroyed my attention span. Now I have the attention span of a gnat. I mean, like anything that's longer than like 10 minutes and I start shaking. It was rough for me getting through the Loki series.
You think so?
No, well, actually it was rough getting through some of those because they did talk a lot in that whole thing, but you know.
Did you guys see Gunpowder Milkshake?
I'm going to, but I haven't watched it yet.
I watched it.
I don't even know what that is.
So do you remember the redhead from Doctor Who?
My favorite. Karen.
Yes.
I don't know that.
Alexa's trying to get involved.
Alexa goes, "It's me, it's me."
Yeah, she's like, I don't know that.
But Lena Headley is in it.
The that's
Wait a minute. The redhead from Doctor Who. You mean
Karen Gillian.
Karen Gillian. Yeah, Karen Gillian. But Lena Headley, who was one of the incestual twins in Game of Thrones, she's in it.
Cersei Lannister.
Well, and also her mom is, or one of them is, I think isn't it the girl from I think it's a girl from Winona Earp that we've been why we keep coming
you
back.
keep talking about this thing. I know it is a comic book. I didn't even know it's been on for 5 seasons. That's crazy. Well, hey, I just found out I got an ad today, an email, and it was like Kung Fu is finally being released on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. And I was like, oh, cool, the David Carradine Kung Fu. No, they remade Kung Fu with some girl I didn't even know about.
Horrible. I tried.
Have you heard of Kung Fu Hustle?
No, it's CW.
What?
Yes, of course we've heard of Kung Fu Hustle. It's a movie.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
It's a parody.
Jeez, just make it sure.
We're about to get cut.
That's probably a good thing for everyone.
Kung Fu Hustle is great.
Oh,
It's funny as hell.
We're going out on Kung Fu Hustle.
We are. If you haven't seen it,
CW Network, because that's the show you were
talking about the 10 rings in Kung Fu Hustle. That's where they got it from. They stole it from there.
You could also watch Kim's Convenience Store on Netflix, and that's got the guy who's going to play Shang-Chi in it.
Oh.
It's a comedy. It's a Canadian comedy he was in. It's pretty funny.
I haven't seen that yet either.
I only watch CW shows.